This is going to be a little service episode today. I've collected all the questions from all the channels, DMs, and everything. So I have prepared a lot of questions for you from junior players, coaches, amateur players, fans, and we're just running through them today to do like a little. I hope there's something for everyone. Guys, welcome back to Shuttle Squad episode 61. I'm here today with Kirsty, and I'm here today with Marvin. Hi guys, good to have you back.
Good to be back. I get surprised every single time you say the number of how many episodes we've done every week. I'm like, what?
Yeah, same, but I don't want to say it because I've said it so often.
I'll say it this time.
Perfect.
Also thinking about the time that we have invested in this.
Yeah.
Quite something,
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, we've started in 2023, right?
Jeez, did we? I don't.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. For the European, for the Olympic qualification, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, true. Just after European Games, was that about right?
Yeah. So shout out to everyone who's following since day one, and to everyone who started later. Welcome back as well. It's the summer episode this time. Last time was the holiday episode. This time we're all sweating. Europe is melting under the sun. I don't know if it's only Europe. Is it hot everywhere at the moment? I have no clue.
I feel it seems like it. Even Scotland is hot. I know.
That's crazy.
Guys. I know. And I say hot. It's like 24, 25 degrees today. But we're not built for this. We can't cope. We have like heavy sandstone buildings. No person in Scotland has aircon. That doesn't really exist here. So it's just you're just left to your own devices. Just cope. Just deal with it. So it's hot. And our training centre is essentially a tin can. Marvin, you've been there. You've experienced it. If it's whatever temperature it is outside, it's amplified inside. So if it's freezing outside, it's excruciatingly cold in our training hall, and if it's hot outside, it's an oven inside. So it's not so fun right now.
So it's extreme conditions
to be honest,
in training always for you guys.
Yeah.
I think 24, 25 degrees sounds like a dream.
Yeah, so chill.
At the moment.
I know,
and to be honest...
If Christo was here, he would be like, yeah, it's like 38 in Marseille. And I'd be like, yeah, well, you have aircon.
It's pretty much that here as well.
Oh.
Yeah, 35.
I don't know exactly what the temperature is right now. It shows in a few seconds, I guess. 36.5.
Yeah,
At
I'm on 35.
PM. Yeah. So
Gosh.
tough one.
Yeah, but we also, I mean, in Germany also nobody has an aircon. Do you have an aircon, Marvin?
No, unfortunately not. We are now thinking about getting one, but that's probably something for next summer then.
Yeah,
I
every
don't think
year.
we will manage for this.
Yeah, everyone must think that every year of like, right, okay, we should get an aircon. And by the time you get round to getting a fan or something, then it's kind of cooled down, and then the same thing happens the next year, and no one ever buys a fan.
That's pretty much the cycle.
Oh God!
But yeah, on top of that, I'm actually doing heat training at the moment. I started trying that since 1 week actually only. I with the temperatures now probably could have also just done it outside, but in the room that we're doing it, it's like 41, 42 degrees Celsius. So
is that just
a little
bike
bit warmer.
and like physical stuff?
Yeah, biking or running. Actually, it's more incline walking than running because the pulse is already going so high due to the high temperature.
Yeah, I've done that before. A few kind of Asia trips. Ingo's got me like we have like kind of industrial heaters in the hall. Heaters, no aircon, but heater. We need the heaters more often than we need the aircon. Industrial heaters, and then I've got hoodie and trousers on on the bike, and then it's like really, Asia focused, and then you get to Asia, and the arenas and the training halls are freezing with the aircon. It's colder than I've ever experienced. So
but the training halls, do you agree with?
No,
like,
sometimes the training halls are ovens.
Yeah, I would say
Thailand springs to mind.
so. Yeah.
So
That's a
Marvin,
hot one.
you do it to cope with higher temperatures better, or what is the goal of it?
Yeah, that's one goal for sure. Of course, it's also just stress on the body, and it gives you a better training effect overall, I would say. But yeah, also to cope with overheating, like overheating body better. And that, of course, can happen just by the heat outside, but also if it gets like really tough on court, your body is starting to heat up, right? So yeah, the overall effects of it should help. I hope.
Yeah, actually pretty funny because I wanted to. This is going to be a little service episode today. I've collected all the questions from all the channels. I hope not all of them, but many of them, and DMs and everything. So I have prepared a lot of questions for you from junior players, coaches, amateur players, fans, and we're just running through them today to do like a little. I hope there's something for everyone.
I hope they're not all aimed at. I hope they're not all aimed at Christo, because that's a problem because he's not here.
No, it's all in general questions.
Okay.
But I wanted to start with the actual heat that we have right now, and people going out there and training, and that they should be careful, and stay hydrated and not go do too much. And then Marvin comes in with, "Yeah, I'm doing heat training." Extra stress on the body. So yeah, that was.
He's a professional and he's surrounded by professionals. I would say he probably has access to a medical team.
I'm also not allowed to do it alone, to be honest. Like,
For real?
Yes.
Yeah,
So it's
always has to be someone in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Agree.
Turning up the heat. So
On the dial.
some more.
Yeah, making sure that
throwing water on the stones. Making it hotter.
But no, for real. The first question: how do you deal with those temperatures, and what do you adjust compared to normal temperature? Just so we have have some advice for our fans.
Yeah, a lot of water. Also, not just water, but electrolytes, some salt in the water as well. I always have to bring many shirts and shorts and socks and maybe extra shoes if possible, just to make sure that I can perform well, because like, it really sometimes is the case that my shoes are dripping wet and then I cannot play at my highest level anymore. But yeah, I think the hydration part and the electrolytes are the most important part in terms of health and general performance ability. And I think many have experienced being not enough hydrated, and it doesn't feel too well.
No,
Anything to add,
I would
Kirsty?
agree. That's definitely hydration, and it's one thing I'm probably not the best at. I'm not a big drinker. Some people just kind of sip away all day, but it's not really a habit that I have. It has to be quite a conscious effort. So hence why I'm sitting here with a water bottle. I've experienced. Obviously, our training hall gets quite hot, but not really comparable to the Bangkok training hall springs to mind as one of the hottest. I would say in terms of any adaptations that we do, we would probably just try to replicate good intensity, but for a little bit shorter time, just to be on the safe side, and not try to kind of push those fatigue levels, because they'll happen much sooner. So yeah, maybe I used quite a good, my rule of thumb 1 year in specifically Thailand Open for the training. My clothes would be at capacity at about 1 hour. Like they would be just like soaked through. So that was like when we would call time on training. Like at that point, and in a tournament phase, that's kind of probably all that I would have needed anyway. But it's not a hard and fast rule. But for that trip, that was kind of the rule. By the time your clothes are at max capacity of sweat, we call it time.
Would
So
take
Marvin
me
trains
around
5
15 minutes.
Maybe yeah.
Okay,
Maybe
15.
you have to raise your bar to like your fourth outfit. When you're on your fourth outfit, you should call it a day.
Sounds good. Like today in training, for example, I really made a complete switch. Like I
Full body.
I think we trained like for 60 minutes around, and then like I had shoes, socks, shorts, shirts. Like shirts, I change all the time. But
Awkward question. Do you change like full underwear change?
sometimes,
Yeah, because I'm thinking like I would have to change like sports bra. There's no point in me putting a t-shirt on top of an absolutely soaking sports bra. So I would have to do like t-shirt, sports bra, undershorts, shorts, socks,
yeah,
and that's
makes sense.
so much laundry.
That's true.
yeah.
Marvin, have you tried the towel grip yet?
No, and I made a how do you say it? I asked Yonex for new stuff, and I forgot the towel grip. I was so dumb. Yeah,
Bro.
I was stupid.
Next time, Japan. Are you playing Japan Open?
Yeah,
Get some there.
yeah. I was
They'll sort you out.
for sure.
Man. All right, guys. We're in 10 minutes. I think it's time we start with the questions. We have, yeah. I will start with a junior question, if that's cool for you. All the questions are super broad, so just say what comes to your mind. First question would be, what did your training week look like when you were 15 or 16? Like, how much did you train? What did you do? Kind of that.
I can probably give quite a specific answer for this because I went to like a sports high school. So you specialised in one of 5 sports. So it was either badminton, athletics, hockey, swimming, or gymnastics. And so I was obviously badminton. And
Swimming.
so I was a swimmer full time. I don't have the upper body for that. My legs are too heavy. So your high school curriculum, your lessons, I actually did less education and to fit in the training. So in the first 2 years of we have 6 years of high school. The first 2 years you do 8 hours of sport at school. The middle 2 years you do 10 hours, and the last 2 years you do 12 hours in amongst your school curriculum. And then I would have junior high performance sessions 2 or 3 evenings a week, I think. So all in all, I was probably doing between 16 to 18 hours of stuff a week at about 15 or 16. And that was across like badminton, recovery, conditioning and weights.
That's a pretty cool system as a kid.
Unfortunately, the school it's kind of just run its course, and it's actually, the school is closing down as of this year. Or I think the kids that are at school now get to finish out their 6 years, so that it's maybe like going to run for 2 more years. But it was perfect for me at that time. They sorted you out with your travel card, so I got free transport. Otherwise, I don't know if I would have been able to afford to go there. Free transport, built-in sport and school curriculum, and that which made me more easily. I could do the evening sessions as well. So it was just came at right the correct time for me. And yeah, it's really sad that it's closing down.
But why is that?
Actually, sounds pretty good.
Yeah, just like budget things. So it's based in Glasgow, and I think they did a study, and I think it was like 60-ish% of the kids that go to the Glasgow School of Sport come from outside of the Glasgow Council area. So Glasgow City Council are essentially paying to educate kids from not that area. But for me, that's a bit contradictory, because I feel like that's the point of, you can access this high performance training without living in the exact right place. So it kind of should service people from outside of the main hub. So anyway, yeah, just financially, I think it doesn't make sense for the council to run it anymore. But it's a real shame because some good player, like I was at the School of Sport, the twins were at the School of Sport, Kira, Adam Hall. So like a lot of our top players were at that school.
So no future of Scottish badminton. Sorry.
No, we've still Badminton Scotland have tweaked the systems and we've got other pathways, so it's going to be fine.
All right. Marvin, how did you do as a teenager?
I definitely trained much less. I had maybe 4 or 5 sessions a week, all in the afternoon or evening. And like, I mean, 15, 16 years is like just around the age where I also was already able to participate in some of the trainings of the adults national team, which was pretty cool for me because I'm based in Saarbrücken. Like I'm from here, so they told me, yeah, you can join like 2 times a week for some sessions, which was pretty cool. And then sometimes I did like, I don't know, they started practice at, let's say, 3 p.m. I don't remember exactly, but then I trained 1.5, 2 hours with them, and then I had a little break, and then I trained again, like basically one long session of 4 hours with the juniors afterwards. If you want to count this as 2 sessions, then I had 2 sessions a day, but it was basically one long session.
Imagine doing that now.
Yeah, no, that's probably why my hips are bad. And what I did was like training a lot during vacation time. Like I went to these badminton camps of one former national coach, and there we practiced like 30, 35 hours a week. During like 5-6 days, so a lot, 3 practices mostly on these days, and that helped me also a lot to develop my technical skills and stuff, because in practice at home, like we mainly just played, I would say, if I didn't join the national team. So yeah, not that professional, I would say.
But it sounds like you were, it was like quite intensive, like kind of you just throw everything at, like when you had the time to really invest in it, you would kind of smash it all in and then try to stay a little bit consistent outside of those times.
Yeah, and I would also say that like, when I went to practice, I always gave 110%. Like there was no fucking around or like just chilling. I really tried to be 100% with my head and body in that training.
That doesn't surprise me, Marvin. You've not changed.
Probably not too much, but yeah, that was necessary also with the structure that I had in the youth here in Saarland.
The second question would be, and that can be either from your past or what you see now, what mistakes do talented young players make most often?
Taking that word talented and thinking that that's the key, and it's so often the undoing of a potentially good player. That's a great start, but if that's the bit that you hold on to and you just like, well, I'm so talented, and it doesn't a switch doesn't flip in your brain of like, I need to take this and run with it, then it's not gonna work. You can be the most talented person on the planet, but if you don't have the work ethic to go along with it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
and it's what I see so often.
And maybe to add on to this, they get told maybe that they are talented and they believe that, but they also don't know how good of players are out there at the same age, like in different countries. So when they are maybe the best in their own country, they believe that they are so good, but compared to the world class in their age, they're actually not that good. And then it gives you like a false impression of yourself. and then when you get hit with reality at maybe a European Junior or World Junior tournament, then they often are like not able to fight against this like competence of others that they have also really worked very hard for, and some are just like, yeah, this should just come to me, and then things fall apart.
Is it a common phrase in not just English of big fish, small pond?
Small fish, big pond.
And small fish, big, and the other way around. But quite often it happens like you feel like a big fish in a small pond, and then you find out that you're actually a small fish in a big pond when you step outside of the country, and you really get that comparison and change of perspective, I would say. So definitely like build up the confidence and play the national tournaments, but the challenge really happens outside of that comfort zone, which is your country.
And kind of the other way is, what is something that young players often worry about too much? Was there something that you worried about when you were a young player? A lot that turned out not to be that relevant?
I would say results in any tournament, basically. It's obviously nice to gain confidence and maybe also see that your work has done something good to you and your performance. But in the end, it doesn't matter if you basically win any youth tournament in the long run. Like, if you want to achieve like really great things, if you want to put it that way, then it won't just help you to win an under 17 European Championship. And I don't want to diminish that this is really cool to do. It's a great achievement. But if you want to take the next 2, 3, 4 steps that are definitely necessary, then you can't like be too overwhelmed with these results. And also on the other hand, like if it doesn't work out, that also doesn't mean that you will never ever be able to be a great badminton player. If you look at Michael Fuchs, for example, he was not the greatest badminton player of all time in the youth, for sure. I mean, maybe he was also not in the adult, but I think he did pretty well with getting into top 10 in the world ranking. So,
Definitely. I think focusing on results and rankings at junior level is obviously it's important. Like at the time you want to be the best you can be. I don't have any European junior medals. I didn't even play World Junior Championships because we couldn't afford to send people. I think I had good people around me keeping my head on like a bigger picture. There's the people that I was competing with at junior level and getting so wound up about like not being able to beat or whatever. They don't even play anymore. They fell away at 18, 19. It just wasn't really for them. And it links back into like the talented one. The talent will take you to about 17 or 18, maybe, and you can be a good player, but the hard work overtakes that in the long run. And you see the ones that it's not just about doing good training for 2, 3, 4, 5 years when you're through your teenagers. It's can you do it for 15 years? Like, can you do it long term? And what you, like Marvin says, what you do in junior badminton is important, and it's a great kind of foundation to build. But no one really remembers what Victor Axelsen did at junior. It's kind of where you go with that is kind of important in the long run.
But would you say that that many players, or that some players at least, also are a little too focused on results right now in an adult age? Or is it then just, okay, now the results really count and it's really important to perform every week? Because you have so many tournaments. And then you also sometimes maybe lose the long-term direction if you are focused too much on what you're achieving at this moment. Or is that not the case?
Yeah, I mean, I think we would always say like, oh, we just focus on performing well and like the outcomes will take care of themselves. But it's quite hard not to get caught up in being results focused. I don't think it's the correct way to go about it. I do think focusing on the performance will lead to better outcomes. But with senior badminton, quite often you're made more aware that, you know, the funding of the federation depends on you getting a specific medal or performing at a specific event, and qualification processes for things are quite cutthroat. Like we saw European Games, Mark Caljo, like he knows he has to get a medal to go to the Olympic Games. So like sometimes it is as cut and dry as this result means this thing, but as a big picture for a career, you kind of just have to focus on getting better every day, trying to translate those gains in training into automated decisions and actions in tournaments, and then the results will take care of themselves if you're performing well. So, but it is hard to not get locked in on like, I want a European medal, I want a world medal, because that is high performance sport.
Sure. And I think that's also where like a good coaching team is very, very important in my opinion, because
and a good psychologist.
And also, yeah, because I think then training management and planning of tournaments and which tournaments are we just playing because we are playing them, but like if you play well and get a good result, great for you, earn some money, gain some points, all this stuff, but we will still practice hard and just try to focus on your development. But then of course there are some events, like Kirsty just stated, that are just like you really want and need to perform well there. And of course, in the end, only one can win. But yeah, that's what we all are trying to do.
I'm jumping to the next category of amateur and recreational players. First question would be, if someone only trains twice a week, what should they focus on to improve the fastest? Classic question.
I would say it's very fun to practice the things that you're already good at, but I think focusing on being a little uncomfortable and really kind of being honest with yourself of what areas do I need to improve. Is it your technical skills? Is it your on-court fitness? Is it your match play? Is it your serve-receive situation? I think like real honesty with yourself. It's quite easy to go in and practice your smash every day if you're big and strong and have a really good smash. Like that's really fun to do. But I think being honest with yourself and make yourself uncomfortable and practice the stuff that you kind of know that you're not so good at.
And maybe it depends also a little bit on the disciplines that you play and the level that you have. Because I would say that I might be able to beat like very beginner players with just a serve and a second shot. And like if you have never practiced your serve or your receive, then you should definitely start with this, especially in the doubles categories. But actually also in singles is definitely for beginners, because if you're able to do a really good flick serve with your backhand and also really good short serve with your backhand, then you can get beginners already struggling from the very first shot on. So yeah, it's also something that I love to do, but serve situation is for sure something that really, really helps, and every single rally starts with this. So
yeah. And I think a good way to improve in a broader sense is to always try to play people that are better than you. Again, big fish, small pond. You don't want to just always be the best one there. The kind of gains are made when you're put under pressure, you experience new situations outside of that comfort zone. It's quite cliche, but it's the only place that you get stretched and you learn and you make gains. So try to seek out better players or clubs with better players so that you're put under a bit more pressure.
And I think also the part of asking questions and trying to understand the game is also something that you sometimes, if you're in a training group, you don't really want to, you just want to play and have fun. But if you really want to improve, than just go to the coach and ask stuff that you don't understand. Ask better players about things that you see or even not even see, and ask them how they find solutions for stuff. It's super broad, but that's also something I think, yeah.
Absolutely. And also there's just so much, if you can't get to a training hall, there's so much content online these days. Of watch matches back and try to pick up some patterns, test yourself on kind of serve-receive situations and note down what people's habits are, and try and think like a professional. You have to pretend that you're a professional before you become a professional. So maybe try to kind of get into the headspace of what professional players would be looking at. And then there's lots of like kind of instructional videos on technique and stuff out there as well. So even if you can't physically get to a training hall, there's always kind of like bits of theory and video analysis that you could be doing if that's something that you think you need to improve on.
Yeah, and maybe to add on to this, visualizing stuff, at least for me, really, really works. I mean, you know that I love to do different kind of sports, not just badminton, like golf, billiard, but for example, actually also fly fishing with the technique. Like if you are able to visualize what you want to do and like visualizing the right things because you see a video where someone is telling you how to actually do it and also showing it, then this can already improve your actual ability to do it. I have experienced this in all the things that I've tried in my life, and for me this really, really works. This might not work for everyone, but I'm sure that some of the listeners out there are also visual learners, and for them this for sure helps.
Do you want to know one area outside of sport that's helped me? Do you know
Please.
how many latte art videos I've watched? I in theory know how to do latte art because I have watched 6 million videos. So we were at a coffee festival a couple of years ago, and there was like a trial kind of like a demo thing, and I was like, I'll give it a go, and like I was able to do like a little bit of something because I've watched 1 million videos. So
yeah.
That's my example of not badminton.
Perfect.
Watching videos.
So if we ever start doing Shuttle Squad merch, we have to have like coffee, like beans with like, that would be so fun.
For sure, definitely. Although Marvin's overtaken me as more of the expert these days.
No. You're doing absolutely perfect.
I mean, our channel is not really an educational channel, but for all people that don't really have a coach to ask or to learn from, I mean, as you said, there are so many videos out there and so many channels that have great educational stuff. I don't have so many of them at hand, but I mean, I'm thinking of Badminton Insight. I'm thinking about Tobias Wadenka, who's also doing English content.
Yeah. Aaron, you'll be able to say his surname. That's the one. He's doing some stuff. Is Mads Christofferson still doing some technique videos?
Not that much at the moment, but I think in general.
There's a backlog of videos there as well.
The game doesn't change so fast, so things from 2 years ago are probably still the same shots, kind of, most of the time. Especially
the
at the lower level.
For any amateur player, all this stuff is really, really good.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay, next one. I mean, 30 minutes. We probably won't go through all of them, but then we just do it next episode. So that's also I'm interested. What's one tactical adjustment that would immediately help most of the recreational players to win more matches? Give me the solution, please, to win more matches.
Tactical, maybe not tactical. I literally probably the biggest factor in lost points at any level really is error rate. So if you can become just more consistently like putting the shuttle over the net and in the lines, I know it sounds so simple, like that's the whole game, like of course, but unforced errors, I guess, and that would be like a big one, but it's not really tactical. That's kind of more the game.
Really good advice.
I think it kind of is like, because you like if you ever get into a situation where you feel like you could make the point but you're not sure, just don't go for it. Yeah.
And that's true. That's true of amateur and professional.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I fell into this trap way too many times, especially now in
That's
mixed
my
doubles.
that's my whole career. That's my whole brand.
But
Yeah.
I would definitely say that.
Tactical, and like Marvin said, probably like the serve situation, especially in doubles. If you can have a few, if you can be more consistent on that and have a few, not really set plays because obviously you're playing against a kind of moving part. But if you can be more organized in your serve, receive, third shot situation for doubles, that could win you a game. I would say. Any other idea? Tactical things.
I would say if you get your opponent somehow off balance in the backcourt, step a little bit forward. Like too often people like miss the chance of actually stepping forward and taking advantage of the inability to get into position after the opponent's shot. And then, it came short, and the other one has a little bit of time to recover, and you play it too easy again. But yeah, if you just step forward and be more active on your next shot because the opponent wasn't able to recover to your own backline again, then it can help.
Following on from that, I think just like having the confidence to get good length and really use the back line. Quite often you go into sports centres that have badminton courts and it's almost like a kind of heat map, but just around the centre of the court. So if you can have the confidence to really try and find that back line and move your opponent's feet all the way to the back, that'll just open up so many possibilities. And like Marvin said, if you step forward, as amateur players might not have the strength and technique to go from back line to back line, so it's going to likely come down the way. It opens up just masses of space at the front court and makes it difficult for them.
Cool. Really, really good. I think super broad questions, but good answers. That's really good for today. I think we're going to take the fans and coaches' questions and ask them in the next episode because, Kirsty, I think you have to leave in a few minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks, guys. That was a really good one. What's
Thank you,
up
Tommy.
for the rest of the day?
Dinner at Mum's. Dinner at Susan's. Hi, Susan.
Susan. Hi, Susan. Shout out to Susan.
And then I'm going to attempt to stay awake for the football tonight. It's Scotland, Brazil, but of course we all know that. Yes.
Oh, that's super late, right? It's at 12 in European time. Like you, it's 11 then, right?
11 for us, yeah. Ingo's pushed training back until 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Wow, that's so nice.
Good guy.
So he knows that's important for us. It might be a once in a lifetime opportunity to beat
You need
Brazil.
a win. You need a win, right?
It's possible that we can go through with a draw. So, hey, this is the one time that I'll probably take a 0-0 because we beat Haiti. We beat Haiti 1-0. We lost to Morocco 1-0 painfully. And so, I think a draw might see us through as a third place, but we will see. I'm not really up on all the stats. I'm just
maybe even a
spouting what
loss
I've
would
heard.
be enough. Maybe even one win is
Potentially.
enough this time. Marvin, are you watching a lot of football this World Cup?
I do watch all the German matches, but
That's
not
the
more.
minimum.
And I'm actually
What
also
I
not.
expect.
Yeah, but I'm actually also not sure if I'm able to watch any other matches without paying a beep load of money.
There are many free matches on
Yeah, are they?
yeah,
Okay.
ARD, ZDF in Germany.
I didn't check enough for that,
Yeah.
so you can see my motivation is like maybe not the highest.
Definitely
we
watch
do watch
Scotland
the German
tonight.
Yes, I expect a full report from everyone and their opinions on. No, actually, that could be really bad because it might not go well. But yeah, so I'll maybe watch the first half and see how it's going and then assess the situation. But I think I'll be sitting up in bed watching it. To be honest, I don't think I'm not going to make it down the pub. That's for sure.
That's okay, Kirsty. You're just supporting from home. That's good.
Yeah,
Amazing.
exactly. Yes.
Germany's playing tomorrow, so definitely also watch that, guys. And
yes.
then thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a great evening, and see you next time. Bye bye.
See you next time.
See you next
Bye.
time.